was Elam or Elamites. And you know, the Arabs, for example. First off, the word Arab just means mixture, right? When you go to that land, there's a mixture of different people in there. People hear the term India, they think, oh, everybody's no, no, no. There's different groups, and you know that, right? So our people are scattered amongst all those different areas. So that's why, for example, people come up and they think, oh, this is just like a black thing or like a whatever. It has nothing to do with skin color. Because you could be an Israelite, but if I just look at you and say, oh, you said you're Indian, oh, you have nothing to do with this. I don't know that. You know? I don't know if your line goes back to one of these 12 tribes over here. So that's why us coming out here to warn, as a matter of fact, are you able to pull up the other side? Can you pull up 1 Corinthians 4 and 9?
Okay.
Because for all these years, why is it that we've had the Bible, but this understanding never came out? Why is that? Because the Most High set that up on purpose. Because for all these generations and generations and generations, we've had Christianity. We've had different religions out here, but none of them come out and tell you who the true Israelites are. They never speak on these things. They don't come out and tell you what is the mark of the beast or all these main topics, prophecies in the Bible. They don't tell you that because they don't know. But in this time, you have it?
If 1 Corinthians 4 and 9.
This is what the Lord said he was going to do.
This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 9. For I think that God have set forth us, the apostles, last.
Right, so the apostles, like you hear about the Messiah, the disciples and all of that, they became apostles, which the word apostles just means sent away. So we have been sent away. He set us up last. You had different leaders that came, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these people that came, but we came last. To do what?
As it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
We're made a spectacle, right? We come out, he's wearing the garment, I'm wearing the garment. When people walk by, they see the sign, they see the garment, they're like, what the hell are these guys doing? It's a spectacle, right? People look, it catches their eyes. Go ahead.
And to angels and to men.
Right, because what we're doing here is not just witnessed by people walking around, but by the angels and the Heavenly Father in heaven as well. Go on.
We are fools for Mashiach's sake.
Mashiach is Hebrew for anointed, or people will say Christ. And we're made fools, right? Because people get us like, you guys are crazy. But it's for his sake that we come out here and warn our people. Because that's what he told us to do.
But ye are wise in Hamashiach.
Why? Because we're coming out and giving you that information. You know, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that people are completely blind to. You had the past 2 years, you had the whole situation, the pandemic and all of that stuff. And now there's a direction that the world is moving in. I don't know if you've noticed, but everything is going digital and cashless. Everything is just switching from how it used to be. They're using terms like the new normal and all of these things. Things are becoming more draconian. And people are just here. There's something called the boiling frog method. You ever heard of the boiling frog method? So I don't even need to explain it. But the point is, that's what these people are. They're in the hot water and they don't realize it. So what's going to happen is, this economy is on its way out. It's going to crash. That's exactly what's happening. And once it crashes, matter of fact, could you get Zephaniah 1 and I believe start at verse 10? No, yeah, I understand. Hey, just keep in mind before you go, the next few things that are going to happen pertaining to prophecy. I don't know if you're an Israelite or not, but it's good to know. Damn, I'm going to say it anyway. The mark of the beast, they're going to come out with this chip, and they're going to try to implant it into everybody. I don't know how it's going to benefit you, but do not take that chip. All right? Hey.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no worries, man. Take care. Take care.
You too. Zephaniah 1.
Yeah, Zephaniah 1, I believe around verse 10, it talks about the crashing through the hills. I can double check here.
And it shall come to pass in that day, save the Lord, there should be a noise of a cry from the fish gate.
Yep. Get into that.
All right, this is Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh?
Yeah, because first off, the fish gate and the second, these are all names of locations, all right, around that region. And it says how ye the Maktesh, which Maktesh, it was the ancient world version of like Wall Street, where if you look it up, you'll see that you had different merchants, Phoenicians and all of that would come there to trade, right? Just like you have today, you have Wall Street, but you also have the stock market and all of these things that can be done digitally.
Yeah, the NLT says, wail and sorrow, all you who live in the market area.
There you go. All right, there you go. And why is that? Because let's read what's about to happen.
For all the merchant people are cut down.
For all the merchant people are cut down. So who are the merchant people? You have your in today's terms, you have your rich men, people that own all these different stocks, people that invest millions of dollars into this, that, and the third. People whose lives are straight up all about the stock market. People who literally lose hair whenever that thing starts to tank. All right, but what does it say? Read that again.
I'll start from the beginning 11. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off.
Right, all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. Why? Because just like what the crash that happened not too long ago, when this thing crashes, whatever people have in this system, they're gonna lose it. And Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, tells you that they're gonna lose it, and they're gonna lose their minds. People are gonna be committing suicide because they lost everything. Okay, that's why it's saying how. So people that think that this space is gonna go on forever, you're delusional. You're in an ignorant state. Now, you had, I think, last week or the week before, the stock market was just dropping. Then all of a sudden, now it's starting to go up. It's based on the basically the feelings. It tells you the pulse or the temperature of these investors. That's all it is. But it doesn't actually reflect. Just because stocks start to rise does not actually mean that the economy is doing better. All right, this place is on life support, and they just unplugged it. So it's about to die any moment. I'm not gonna say any day now, but any moment. Okay, go on.
And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles.
Right. Now, it mentioned about the crashing of the hills, right? Because when you read the scriptures, there are times when you'll see the mountain, you see the word mountain, and it could be referring to an actual mountain, but sometimes it's referring to a government. It's metaphorical for a government. And I believe Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, talks about the mountain of the Lord, or the Lord's government. Okay, it's going to be set up. So sometimes it's referring to a government. And a hill is a lesser government. Okay, so the crashing of the hills, what happens once, look at what's going on over there in the UK, over there in Europe. You're going to have that crash over here in America, and once it happens, it's going to be real bad. Because it's not going to affect just America, it's going to affect America and the global economy. When they talk about a recession coming, they're not saying it for just America or just for Europe. They're saying a global recession is coming. All right? Now, real quick, let's go to what we're going to start with in Isaiah, the 4th chapter, in the 1st verse.
Okay.
Because like we were discussing on our way here, you have, damn, that was like Jacob Rothschild. Oh, that was that. He just looked up his head. It might be Jacob. What you doing around these neck of the woods? But in any case, you have, no, that's not Jacob. We were discussing about how, I know we've all experienced that situation where, you have people that you talk to, people that you deal with, whether they're friends or loved ones or whatever, that they're not against the truth, but they're not fully in it. They kind of hear it, but then, they still live their life, but they're not like complete demons and whatnot. Now, you have those individuals who you tell them, yo, this, you may send them articles, they may send you articles. They may listen to you every now and then. You tell them about what's about to happen, the chaos, the death, the fear, the destruction, and they listen, but they don't, because it's not, the spirit ain't on them to really get involved like we are. Now, those same individuals, when it comes time where this shit hits the fan, you have people that you tell them, look, it's gonna get bad out here. People are gonna be dying left and right. That's how crazy it's about to get very soon. And it passes by one ear, and if it goes in one ear, it comes out the other. But when they actually experience something like that, it's gonna change their whole perspective. Right now, you can say whatever you want to say because you're not in the physical condition or state of mind that you're gonna be in when all hell breaks loose. If somebody, it's one thing if somebody just gets shot right in front of you. Yeah, the cops come, they put the yellow tape, the ambulance come, people are surrounding it. Oh shit, that's crazy. That alone is enough to shake somebody up. Now, if this is happening on a mass scale, on a level where it's not like somebody just got shot, call the cops. It's like, you gotta watch out before you get shot. Because this whatever is happening is happening, and your life is not guaranteed. That's when reality is gonna set in. You may think, oh, when this happens, this is what I'm gonna do. But it ain't about that. The scriptures say man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So you may, and how much less for a woman? Your body is gonna shut down. You may, oh, when it comes, I mean, it is what it is. That's the worst thing you can say. It is what it is, because it's not. You don't know what it is. When you put in that situation, you're gonna find out what it is, and you may not like it. In fact, you will not like it. So, what?
I was gonna say, it's gonna be a time like never before. So how do you know what you're gonna do if it's never happened before?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. But that's that pride speaking, because they don't actually put themselves in a mental state until you have a nightmare or you have a near-death experience or you sit down and actually put your mind into that state. You don't really understand. And even doing that, it's not gonna really it's not gonna do it justice, but it'll do something for you. So when that time comes, they expect, oh, I'm a suit up like Iron Man and just turn into the Hulk, the She-Hulk and shit, and start kicking some ass. No, you're not gonna kick some ass. So let's actually start off with that precept.
4:1.
Yeah, 4:1.
This is Isaiah 4:1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying,
With seven meaning a complete amount of women. So that range based on whatever the Most High deems necessary for you. He may give you 1, he may give you 5, he may give you 20, he may give you 15, he may give you, I don't know, 50. But they're gonna take hold of one man. And what are they going? When they take hold of you, that doesn't mean they're gonna come to you and then start grabbing their hand, doing all this around you, trying to position themselves to show you something, something that you might like, so you can come talk to them. That's not what they're gonna do. All right, they're gonna come and take hold of you, meaning that they're gonna come with desperation to do anything in their power to accomplish, and secure the bag, so to speak. And you're gonna be the bag. Go on.
we will eat our own bread.
So this is what they're gonna say to you. Now, in what world in America today, you really hear women come up to you? We will eat our own bread is kind of like an example of like, oh, can we go out and I'm gonna just pay for everything? I'm gonna pay for my own stuff. Majority of women nowadays, they don't do that. They expect you, first off, they expect you to take them out on a so-called date. They expect you to pay. First off, you gotta get to them. You gotta get them there, unless you meet them there, and then you gotta pay for everything. You gotta figure out where you're going, what you're gonna do, what it's gonna be like, what does she want, and she's trying to hide the fact that she really wants more, but she's trying to be so-called modest about it. And then when the check comes, everybody's quiet. You see, she ain't gonna give you eye contact. When the check, what she's gonna do is, you guys are gonna be talking, and then when she sees the waiter or whoever's coming with the check, then her eyes look somewhere else. It ain't gonna look at you. It may look at the check, it may look at the check come down, and then it'll start looking around, she start grabbing her stuff like she's getting ready. Where you getting ready to go? When the food came, you was getting ready to sit down, you ain't getting ready to get up. Yeah, she gotta use the bathroom, hoping that she can walk slow enough to where by the time she comes back, you done already paid, and then you can save her the awkward moment. She ain't gonna, I'm not saying, because you have women that are like that, that will say, no, I'll pay for mine and yours. Shit, good luck finding her. But you may have women like that. Or you may have women that will say, oh, we'll go 50-50, I'll pay mine, you pay yours. But you got some women that got the nerve on the first date, they don't even know you. But they expect you to pay for everything, and then they're gonna turn around and try to play games with you. No. You're gonna lose all those privileges. Because when all hell breaks loose, what is a date? There is no such thing as date. There's a very explicit acronym for the word date, which is D after, I forgot the rest, but it's something. But the point is, if somebody knows it, you can mention. I forgot what it is. It's something after, and then the T and the E. I forgot what that is. But the point is, D at the end. I think D at the end, and D is what I'm referring to, right? I don't know who's watching, who's kids, I don't know, so I'll just try to be. But the point is, D at the end, right? When all hell breaks loose, it is gonna be the end. So there ain't gonna be no eating, no movies. You're gonna be the movie. I was telling you that, right? How you're gonna have situations. You got people today that women completely disregard modesty. They don't give a damn about. They come out looking. Here it is. We walking back. And you see a chick coming out, and it's pretty cold outside, but she got this red short ass dress on, and she just like she's pulling it down. You look at her, she going, like she's trying to cover. If you want to cover yourself up, you should have left the house covered. Why are you? Do you not feel the cold? Like, what is it? And we were saying how when all hell breaks loose, man, you let somebody catch you like that, it doesn't matter if you're 2-3 blocks down. He's gonna, trust me, he's gonna find a way to get you. And once there's only so many places you can go. There's gonna be people that are dead, and even if you see somebody on the street, there is no guarantee that they're gonna intervene to try and protect you. Why? Why would they do that? They don't know you, and if they do, maybe they might want you. They might, oh, come with me, I got you. You're dumbass. Oh, okay, let me go with him. And next thing, now you just made life easy for him. You ran right into his arms. And when he catches you, he's gonna take care of you, and then he's gonna take you to his boys, and they're gonna take care of you, and then he's gonna tell you, now when I'm done, we're gonna eat you. Like I was telling you, he's gonna eat you. He's gonna have people doing that. First off, when somebody goes they get pushed to the edge, so much so that they're able to eat human beings, they will be bold enough to tell you in that day exactly what they're gonna do to you. Because they're not concerned about anything. They're gonna tell you, look, I'm about to take care of you, and when I'm done, my boys are gonna take care of you, and then we're gonna eat you afterwards. All right. Then they take your ass, and you got snot coming out your nose. You don't got no more tears to cry. You know, stress the hell out. Your breath doesn't smell too good either, but they don't give a damn about that. So the point is, going back to Isaiah 4:1, they're gonna say, just read that again.
Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name.
Right, so we eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. To be called by your name means what? They're gonna basically become your woman. So now, why are women gonna come and start seeking men like that? What is it that a man is gonna be able to provide for a woman that she wants to be called by his name? Because when all hell starts breaking loose, well, actually, as a matter of fact, let's go to Micah 7:9, or 7:10, I believe. Because when all hell starts breaking loose, they're not gonna have protection. You're not gonna be able to call 911. Ain't gonna be. First off, they're already showing you how society is decaying right now, where police are not coming in time. If you get into a car crash and nobody got hurt, they tell you, look, we don't take care of that no more. We don't have enough men. You know, we don't do that kind of stuff. They're talking about the doing away with the cash bail law and all of these things. So it's only a matter of time. And things are getting more and more dangerous. I was watching a news clip. Nowadays, it's like the only thing you see on the news is some crime or some violence, some stabbing, some killing, somebody getting pushed onto the train track somewhere. That's the only thing you see on the news nowadays. So I was watching a video, and it was a woman, and she was basically saying how in New York City, basically at the train station, she got knocked out, or some stranger came and knocked her down in the head. She found herself on her hands and knees, and then he pushed her onto the train tracks. Some random person she didn't even know. That's what makes it more scary for them, because if it's a random person that you don't even know, right? How can you feel comfortable wherever you are? Because you don't. If a random person could do it, then that's it. It doesn't take much, because the person doesn't know you. What would have possibly made them knock your ass down and push you onto the tracks? And she said the only thing that she could think about while she was on the tracks was, I gotta survive, I gotta live, I gotta put me first. But yeah, I gotta live, right? And then, you know, she managed to pull herself up out of the tracks onto the platform, and she booked it. She said, yeah, they showed a picture. Her eye, damn, that shit was. It was worse than them scenes from SpongeBob. Her eye was like, this one was black, but this one was blue and black.
Oh, shit.
It was bruised, and this one was like black and blue and swollen, to where it almost looked closed. Her lip was busted, and she said that when she came out, she was reaching, trying to get help, and everybody was like backing up. They didn't want her to touch them because of the blood on her and all of that stuff. She said she looked crazy, and she ran right outside. So that should tell you that even right now, people obviously had to have witnessed her getting knocked down. She must have gotten knocked hard for her face to look like that and pushed onto the tracks. And nobody came to help. She said nobody came to help her. She pulled herself up. She came out. She was reaching for help. Nobody wanted to help. And she ran out, and, you know, I guess she got to safety or whatever the case is. And at the end of the video, what she said was, she said she is afraid. She said she is scared. She said she doesn't trust anybody. She said she fears everybody because she thinks that everybody that looks at her or everybody that she sees wants to hurt her, or somebody's gonna hurt her. And that's off of getting pushed onto train tracks. What do you think is gonna happen when you can't sleep at night because gunshots left and right? You may be asleep and a bullet might just pierce your window. You know, you hearing screams. You hear some screams, some screams, some screams. You hear a chainsaw go off. You hear some grinding, and then the screams slowly drown out. Some scary things are about. I know sometimes I'm explicit with it, but you got to be like that. The scriptures say, "Therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men." So we got to persuade you with the fear. And now we can say the craziest things, and you may say, "Ah, you guys are dragging it now. Yeah, that's too crazy." Even the craziest things that we gonna say ain't gonna compare to what's gonna happen.
If you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, it goes into it all.
That's it. Yep. 16, 17, and 18.
Yep.
And they're about to live that in the version 2.0. Now they said, what's her name? Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the Sea People, she just got the C. Talking about she got some mild symptoms. What a demon. They said that what's this guy? The president of France, Emmanuel Macron. They said this dude he hasn't taken any of the Kool-Aid. And people are like, oh yeah, he done instituted passports, instituted measures, draconian, all these things, while this nigga up there talking all his shit and he ain't even taking it. So that should tell you something. Some high executives, some people in so-called high positions didn't take it. Why didn't they? The same people that came and pushed it on you. No, you got the fearful thing. You got to. No. Don't worry about me. I haven't eaten. It's been about 2 weeks. I haven't eaten. But I'm more concerned about you that I don't know. But you got to eat that food right there. That doesn't make sense. If there's a famine, aren't you hungry? I'm hungry, but you're hungry too. And it's your food. Why are you giving it to me? Why don't you eat it? Shouldn't I be trying to fight you for your food? You gotta think, man. You gotta think. So now where we at? Micah 7
and 10.
Let's read that.
This is Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it.
So who are our enemies? Those that are enemies of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. You don't want to take heed. You don't want to listen. You're disobedient. You're hard-headed. You got a big mouth. You don't know how to be quiet. The Most High is going to humble you greatly. And we ain't going to intervene. Are you crazy? This ain't a street fight or a cafeteria fight where, yo, chill out, break it up. Ain't nobody breaking shit up. The Most High brings judgment. We ain't breaking that up. Breaking it up. You crazy? We going to get broken up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I don't like being in pieces. I'm good whole. I like to stay whole. All right? But, yeah, read that again.
Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her.
So what is she going to see that's going to bring that shame? Because remember, when you read Isaiah 4:1, it says that 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying what they're going to say to do what? To take away our reproach, which is shame. So shame is going to cover her when she starts to see what? Ezekiel 33 and 33, right? When this cometh to pass? Well, let's let that come to pass. See, he's a demon. He's a demon because he got a smirk on his face.
No shit.
Because he knows ain't nobody over here. But they tell him, look, whenever y'all come, you see the street, you don't got to show the street. But whenever you see that street, start turning that thing on. Ain't nobody here. I saw his face. He look over here, he got a little smirk on his face. He don't want to look at no more. Little demon. But the point is, shame is going to cover them. So Ezekiel 33 and 33 says, what? When this cometh to pass, what? Lo, it will come, what? These prophecies, these visions that are left to happen. All right, and horrible vision. When these come to pass, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them, because they're going to think back to all the things that we've been warning them about, and they're going to realize, oh, these men were not lying. They were speaking the truth. We should have listened. So when she sees it, and she's not only going to see it, she's going to feel it. Like I always reference this movie Bushwick, where the chick's man got his face blown off when he can't, and you notice how from the beginning of the movie to that point, everything was calm. They came out the train station, they came out the train, and they were like, yo, it's like unusually empty over here. What's going on? And then they hear gunshots. My man's trying to play the manly role and shit. The second he got up there, just like that, his life was snuffed. And she didn't come back. She didn't stay there. I'm gonna go get help. Help never came back. So hey, it goes to show you how quick things can turn. But as it says in Micah, keep going on that. Shame shall cover her, right? Go on.
Which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power?
Which is out of pride that they're saying that. You know? Go ahead.
Mine eyes shall behold her.
Mm-hmm.
Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets.
So the key part is my eyes shall behold her. So we gonna see some of you women that have been demons and enemies, and you men too. We're gonna witness this. We're gonna witness these things. We're gonna see you when you get judgment. There's gonna be certain individuals that the Lord is gonna make sure that their judgment gets either broadcasted or in a place where we can witness it. Because it says what? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down. When you're trodden down, you're like you're being stomped out.
Trampled.
You're stepped on. You're trampled. Okay? As the what? The mire in the street. You know how dirty mud is, to the point where when somebody steps in mud, they're like, they try to get it off of their, they trying to get it all off. That's how you're gonna be. You're gonna be like mud that people step on. Okay? That's what's coming. So now let's go to Isaiah 13. But that's the reason why you're gonna have women trying to cleave onto the man of the Lord. Because the man of the Lord, not just any man, but a man of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to be the place to go. And now it may seem like wherever you go, you see us, you can't get enough, you can't stop seeing us. But when all hell breaks loose, man, it's going to be rare. The Lord is going to have to match you with a man of the Lord, or else you're going to be stuck out there. And you're going to deal with the elements, you're going to deal with the people, the beasts, you're going to deal with the hunger, you're going to deal with everything that's coming. So let's get that.
This is Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
And this is the future Babylon, all right, which is AKA America. And we know that by Revelation, the 17th chapter. All right, go ahead.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
Which the high mountain is this place. And the banner represents the scriptures. Go on.
Exalt the voice unto them.
Which links up with Isaiah 58. Okay, exalt the voice. Isaiah 58 says, cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. All right, and then it tells you to show my people their transgressions, and the house of Israel their sins. But the Lord also said that we've been made a prophet unto the nations. So it's not just to the Israelites, but it's to the nations as well. Go on.
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Yeah, so we're gonna come out here. Whoa, that's interesting. We're gonna come out here and tell you off.
Oh shit.
That you may, and they're already in the house of the nobles. They already have us written in documentations. They've already brought us up in house meetings and Senate meetings and all of these things. Okay, and then going all the way up to the top where these elites are at, they know exactly what's going on, and we know they know, and we know that they know. Go on.
I have commanded my sanctified ones.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. Go on.
I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Why? Because that's what the Lord is going to do. What's that? Zephaniah 3, I believe in 8, it talks about that. Wait ye upon the Lord, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may pour upon them, going on the Lord's anger. So the Lord is going to gather the nations, and he's going to rain that judgment upon them. He's going to plead with them, which that word plead in that verse means to judge. It doesn't mean like when you go and plead with somebody, you try to beg with them. The Lord isn't coming back to beg. He's coming back to destroy. He's sending his son back to destroy, and he's going to be having the angels do some destruction, and he's going to be doing some destruction. Go ahead.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
That's why he's called the Lord of hosts. He has heavenly hosts. He has earthly hosts. He has everything is the Lord's host because he controls it all. Go on.
Hold up. They come from a far country.
Which is talking about the nuclear missiles. That's why you have the term ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, meaning that you can have a missile that can go from one end of the earth to the other. Intercontinental. Okay? And that's what they do. When Russia has ICBMs. As a matter of fact, I forgot where I saw it, but they were basically saying that a missile from Russia can hit the US in 13 minutes or under 13 minutes. Either 13 minutes or under 13 minutes. And what comes from the missile? The warheads, which is going to do the major damage. See? So those are what's the. Go ahead, read that part again.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven,
Which are the nuclear missiles. Go ahead.
even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation.
So what are the weapons of the Lord's indignation? It tells you that in Isaiah, I think it's, I want to say 54 and 16, if I'm not mistaken. But somewhere around Isaiah 57, it talks about the Lord said, I have created a waster to destroy. The Lord said, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right? An instrument to bring forth an instrument for his work. So what's that instrument going to be? The instrument is the nuclear missiles. And what is the work? Destruction. See, everything the Lord creates is for a purpose. Even Esau. The Lord hates Esau, but he created Esau for a purpose. Right? Everything that's created is for a purpose. I'm still yet to find out what the purpose of houseflies are, because I hate them. But I don't know what they are, but they got a purpose. But the point is that everything has a purpose. So nuclear missiles, first off, you don't just up and create nuclear missiles. Matter of fact, even before nuclear missiles were created, if you understood these scriptures, you would have known that in the future nuclear missiles would be created, or at least something along those lines. Let me put it like that, because there are certain prophecies that you need to be around when it's manifesting to be able to link the picture. Because now you see, what is an actual missile? How does it actually move? How does it actually function? What is the purpose of a missile and how does it work? So when you read these scriptures and how they're worded, sometimes cryptically, it can make sense to you. Oh, a fiery flying serpent, because of how the missile is moving. Oh, because of the trail that it leaves behind. You know, a flame burneth behind them. That's what's the fire that's propelling the missile. Okay, so you can see these things happening and you can link it up with the scriptures. Even though it's still a little ahead in the future, we still have enough knowledge of what it is. So keep going.
To destroy the whole land.
To destroy the whole land. So what's going to do that? These missiles. And what is the whole land that's going to be destroyed? I'll tell you one of them, which is going to be America. From New York to California is going to be done. It's going to be a besom of destruction that's going to sweep across all so-called 50 states. And that's going to be all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. People try to make it seem as though, oh, you guys are so evil. You guys are wishing. Look, whether we wish for destruction or we don't wish for destruction, destruction is coming. Our job as prophets, first off, the word, what a prophet does is prophesy. When you prophesy, you're saying what's going to happen before it happens. So our job is not to come here and tell you what we want to happen or what we're going to make happen, because we're not going to make anything happen. We're just going to tell you what's already set up to happen. So why get mad at us? It's like if there's a game and I'm explaining to you how the game works and you getting mad, wow, that's so dumb. Why can you only jump twice? What if I want to jump 3 times? Go take it up with the game creator. I didn't create the game. I'm just here to tell you how it works. And if you don't want to hear it, then good luck. When you see game over on your screen, then you deal with it. So that's our job. Our job is not, we can't come and, oh, well, you guys are always saying this, you got to stop. Even if we did stop, it wouldn't change anything. And we're not going to stop. Because if we stop, then we going to get caught up in it. So just because you mad doesn't mean we going to stop. You crazy as hell. Go on.
How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
See, there you go. As a destruction from who? From the Almighty. Who is the Almighty? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Ain't no other God. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's fine. We believe it. So that's it. We teach what we believe. We are not obligated to stop teaching what we believe because you don't believe it. You don't stop believing in what you don't believe or what you believe because somebody else doesn't believe it. Go on.
And we believe what we teach.
And we believe what we teach. We teach what we believe and we believe what we teach. That's it. You practice what you preach and you preach what you practice.
Yep. Verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint.
Right. So people are not going to have power to do whatever the hell it is they think they're going to do. Oh, when it happens, I got 5 underground bunkers. I got 1 in space. So why is it called an underground bunker? That's not the point. You know? I got 1 over in Oklahoma. I got 1 in Nevada. I got 3 more in New York, and I'm working on 5 more in somewhere in the middle. You know, that's not gonna do anything for you. Because, okay, when it happens, I got a plan. I'm gonna tell Sally and whatever and this, and you grab the bug out bag and you grab this and you come over here. We're gonna do it this way. The second the troops get to the door, I'm gonna press the button and it's gonna flip the thing. What happens if you press the button and it doesn't work? What happens if you think they're coming but they're not coming? And then you peek your head out to check and then there's a freaking gun right there. There's so many things. First off, there's an infinite amount of ways that a situation can go down. Infinite amount of ways. You, as a human being, in your basest form, do not have even close to the understanding of what are all the possible ways something can go down. So you know how you know what's a catch-all? A catch-all is when you put your trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's one action that covers you for everything. If you say no, I'm gonna put my trust in my gun, that's one action that can possibly cover you for one scenario. What about all the other scenarios? Your gun jams, you have no more bullets, the person disarms you, you cramp up and you can't shoot, you don't see them coming, you can't get to your gun in time. All these different things can mess you up. But when you have your faith and trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're invincible. There's nothing that you need to activate at that point. Everything is gonna be automatic.
Let's see if I say this right. So, you know how you said the infinite amount of ways a situation can go down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you put your faith and trust in the Lord knows the number of infinity. How do you say
the
it?
number of infinite.
Yeah. So like, you put your faith and trust in Him, He can cover you in all ways, as you said.
That's it. And he can cover you in the exact ways you need to be covered because He's bringing it. So He says, you know what? I'm gonna do it this way. I got you anyway. Don't worry about it. It's not gonna touch you. See, here's the thing, right? When you put your trust in yourself or in man and you don't trust in the Lord, you need to now try to defend yourself from whatever is coming, because you're now a target. But if you put your trust in the Lord, you don't need to try to defend yourself. You're not even a target. The bullets are coming and they're not even coming for you. So you don't got to worry about it. Oh, I gotta store up food so that I can survive the famine. But your name is not written on the list of the famine, so you don't have to worry about it. You doing all this extra work to do this, that, and the third. And I'm training. I got 5 trucks. I'm running up a mountain with two monster trucks behind me. I'm pulling them because I need the strength. That's not. You don't need that, because the Lord said I got you. Meaning you're gonna be good. Matter of fact, can we get real quick? Let's pause right there and go to Ezekiel 9:4.
Okay.
Because there's a reason why that scripture is written. There's a reason why you have the mark of exemption. When you're exempt from something, you don't need to. If there's an exam, put it like this, because examples allow for better understanding. If there's an exam coming and it's your final exam, and your professor tells you, look, you don't have to worry about this exam. You're exempt. You don't have to take the exam. So you don't got to worry about if you're going to pass or fail. You're good. You just got to sit. But whatever happens, you're going to automatically pass. You're good. When you hear that, you don't need to stress yourself out studying every question on the exam, trying to read different books about it, staying up all night. What are you doing that for? The instructor already told you you're exempt. You're good. That's what it's like when you say you put your trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, but yeah, you out here trying to do all these other things. Now, don't get it twisted. If you want to stock up a little bit on this, that, and the third, you go ahead. Use wisdom. That's cool. But don't let that be. Don't think in your mind, I need a backup in case the Lord doesn't come through, because then you messed up. If you have the thought that I need a backup in case the Lord doesn't come through, then you don't really trust the Lord. And once the Lord knows that, it's over for you. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry.
And we've gone into that word mark so many times. In this verse, in me, it's a thawa, which is a mark of exemption, being exempt from judgment. See? So those that are exempt from judgment are going to be protected. They're going to be taken care of. If the judgment is famine, they're not going to die of famine because they're exempt, remember? If the judgment is pestilence, they're not going to die of pestilence because they're exempt. If they get poisoned, they're not going to die because they're exempt. So now let's go back. Was that it on verse 4?
A little more. For all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right, and we are sighing and crying for these abominations because we're calling it out. Whenever they come out with something that's against the scriptures, we call it out. We speak out against it, even running the risk of being whatever, demonized, public enemies, whatever they want to call it, because at the end of the day, guess what? We're here to make our calling and election sure. Because we want salvation. We know, like Yahweh said, you know not what you worship, but we know what we worship. We know who we worship, and we know how to worship our power. So now let's go back to Isaiah 13.
Isaiah 13:6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore all hands be faint.
Shall be faint. Yeah, you're not gonna have the power to do what you think you're gonna do. Go on.
And every man's heart shall melt.
Every man's heart shall melt. You know, meaning that you're gonna have people. Your heart in the Hebrew word is lab, which means your mind. And when something melts, it loses its structure. Okay, it becomes it can't function properly. And that's what's gonna happen. What is gonna make people's hearts melt when they see the destruction happening? Look, it's gonna be so bad and mangled that you're not even gonna stand a chance at thinking of something to do. When you see the destruction, the level that it's gonna be on, you're not even gonna have the strength to even want to think. To say, all right, let me think of a plan. Okay, do we still have this? Can we put this together? No. Your heart is going to melt. You're not going to be able to come up with plans, make decisions, think rationally. You're not going to be able to do all of that. You're going to be in shock based on the things that are taking place. And the only people that are going to be exempt are the elect. That's it. Go on.
And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
See, you're not going to volunteer to be afraid, but it's going to be something that's going to happen. You're not going to be able to help it. It says, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. So I mean, it's metaphorical, of course, but it means that fear and that the sorrow and the pain is going to suddenly be like a rush that just grabs you. And all of a sudden, you're not going to be able to stop shaking. It's just going to be so fearful. Go ahead.
They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Yeah, they're gonna be shocked. They're gonna turn red. They're gonna be confused. They're gonna be in pain and sorrow. Go on.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh.
The day of the Lord, right? Everybody claims to believe in the Lord, but yet they don't understand what the day of the Lord is like. And when you try to, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. So what's the day of the Lord gonna be like? Oh, well, you know, he's gonna come and then the Antichrist is gonna come and then we're gonna get raptured and oh my God. Stop right there. Stop. Forget I asked the question. It's all right. Now, it would be one thing if you tell these people and they take heed. The thing about it is when you warn them, they don't take heed. They act so proud, and everybody got something to say. Everybody wants to sound deep. You know? There was a video that I saw earlier today, and basically you had this Jake coming here talking about critical thinking. Talking about, you know, you taking the same book that the same Edomites gave you, that they had control. So he's basically trying to say that because Esau was in power for such and such years, they had control over the scriptures. And so they basically gave us the scriptures, you know, and now we're using the same scriptures that Esau gave us in order to condemn him and call him this and say this, that, and the third. That's not critical thinking. You gotta use critical thinking. But yet he's smoking a cigar. He's smoking and destroying his lungs. Is that critical thinking? That was funny, man. But that's Jake.
Got a precept.
I got you. They say all of these things that really do not make sense. If you listen real closly and you analyze what's being said, you say no. You're just saying a whole bunch of things that don't really make sense. They sound deep, but they're not really deep. You speak fast. You try to hit point after point after point. I'm gonna use certain names and dates and throw this in here, and then I'm gonna try to stop trying to sound educated with misinformation. It doesn't work. To the trained mind, it doesn't work. To the untrained mind, you sound like, damn man, this guy's really, he's really getting into it. Okay, cool. So what's the truth? What do we do? Everybody knows what we're not supposed to do. So what's our way back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? What's our way back to the Father? If the book is so changed, why is it that when everybody comes, oh, they grabbed this, they gave you this, they gave you this, they did this? Show me exactly where the book was changed. And that's the, I mean, what do you mean show you? They changed the whole book. Where? They changed it, right? When you change something, you take it from one way and make it into another, right? So show us exactly where in the scriptures, give me what was the original, what is it now, where is the change? How do you know that? A lot of people go off of he say, she say, you know, oh, well, this is what I heard, so I guess this is what it is. The Bible has been translated so many times. Do you know what the word translation means? You wouldn't understand half the things you do about history if it wasn't for translation. But oh, the Bible has been. What book hasn't been translated? If there's a book from the past that you have understanding of today, it was there had to be some translation. Because in the past they didn't speak English. If they spoke Greek, if they spoke Latin, if they spoke Hebrew, Aramaic, if they spoke Syrian, if they spoke whatever language they spoke, guess what? In order for you to understand that today, you read whatever text is in English, the writings of Virgil, or the writings of Xenophon, or the writings of all of these writers in the past that we have now, it wasn't in English. How did we get to read it in English? It was translated, right? Even cuneiform, that I don't know how they did it, but they managed to translate. Everything has been translated if you want to know things that are historical. But yet, whenever it comes to the Bible, that's when it's a problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Matthew 24:35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
There you go. Heaven and earth. So that's what the Lord said. And they act as though the Most High doesn't control everything. First off, the Most High can decide what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. He does decide that. The Most High decides, all right, take this part out, don't take this part out. Give them enough power to do this, but not to do this. Go on.
Back to Isaiah.
Yeah, back in Isaiah.
This is Isaiah chapter 13:9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger.
So the day of the Lord is coming with wrath and fierce anger. Why is it coming with wrath? I thought the Most High I thought he loved everybody. How can he love everybody and be so angry? Why? Clearly the Most High is upset right now with the behavior that's going on, not only amongst the Israelites, but just in general, on the whole planet. As he said before in the past, they repent of him that he hath made man. Why? Because of the wicked inventions that they have sought out. He made man upright, but they have sought out many wicked inventions. And why did the Lord cause the flood? Because of the ungodly behavior. So what do you think is going to happen in this time because of the ungodly behavior? Go on.
To lay the land desolate.
Desolate, meaning completely done, destroyed. Go on.
And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
So that right there shows you, of course, two things. One, destruction is coming. But number two, what's a sinner? A sinner is one that sins. What's sin? 1 John, I think it's 3 and 4. But it talks about sin is the transgression of the law. All right, when you break the law, that is what sin is. So you can't. A sinner is somebody that sins. In order to sin, you need to have the law. So how can you have a sinner without the law? If somebody says the law is done away with, this is a prophecy, Isaiah 13, that the Lord is going to destroy the sinners out of it. So whoever he's going to destroy that is a sinner, that means that those laws that they broke that made them sinners have to be in existence. They have to be in effect still. There's no scripture that says the laws are not in effect anymore. But he said what? He's going to destroy the sinners that were out of it. That's why we're telling people to repent. Go ahead.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you have these elites that have priests on the left hand side. They have astrologers. As a matter of fact, when you read the book of Daniel, when Nebuchadnezzar had that dream that he had, he called all the wise men and the astrologers and all of those, the prognostic, all of these people to basically come up and give him an answer. So in this time, you have people that do those readings, but it tells you in Isaiah 19 that they ain't going to have any answers. You're going to have people trying to get answers, oh, well, this alignment and this meeting, but they ain't going to get nothing. Because the Most High is going, the scriptures say, is there no more wisdom in Teman? Right? Go on.
and his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Yeah, because now you have the sun and the moon, which in one sense are literal, but the sun and the moon can also represent knowledge and wisdom and understanding. So what's the Lord going to do? As he destroys this place, he's going to take away that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They're going to be clueless. He's going to take that control out of their hand. Go on.
And I will punish the world for their evil.
Right. He's going to punish the world for their evil, what they've done to us, and just the wickedness in general. The world of Israel and the world of the whole planet. The whole earth is going to get after the destruction that hits. The whole earth is going to be what's a good word to use? Revolutionized. Go ahead.
And the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Right, because you have a lot of arrogance in this world, man. Matter of fact, the fact that you can come and disrespect the name of the true living God, that's a lot of arrogance. That's a lot of pride.
Like when David and the Goliath, and when David got to the camp to deliver the food for his brothers, he heard Goliath talking all this shit, and David was like, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine to defy the armies of the living power?"
Exactly. Yeah, because King David understood the power of the Lord, and these people got so, and it shows you what their faith was weak, because they let what they were seeing in the physical overwhelm their faith. But David, whatever, it's interesting the life that he was living and the things that he was going through. First off, I'm sure there's been numerous occasions where he was delivered as a shepherd. Number one, a shepherd is not just somebody that just I just feed the sheep, take them out to graze, I come back, have my staff and all of that and just sing along. No. First off, a shepherd does all of that, but a true shepherd, has to risk their life. If a wolf comes and is trying to attack the sheep or is trying to do all these things, a true shepherd risks his life. So sometimes you'll have a sling, sometimes you'll have a weapon like a bat or something. So if a wild animal came, you could defend your sheep. Did King David not say that? That he delivered the sheep from the mouth of I think it was a lion or a bear and a bear?
Yeah, I'm about to get it.
Yeah, see if you can find that. So the Lord had to have delivered David. I'm sure he encountered many threats while he was out there, wild animals and all of those, but he still stood firm because he had faith. So when he came out here, it's more like he had that fresh spirit of faith on him because of all the things he was going through. And yet you had the whole army of Israel scared because of Goliath. Go ahead. So really the story of David and Goliath was really a story of faith.
This is 1 Samuel 17:34. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock.
So he was a true shepherd, right? Go ahead.
And I went out after him and smote him.
Now hold on, stop right there. Stop. Please tell me, who do you know goes after a lion? Not the other way around. Now that the lion came and I had to dip, but the lion came and took the sheep out of the fold and I went after him. Tell me who does that. People will run, even if they, lion, 3 blocks down, you're going to catch me on that side. Bro, it's not even next to you and I don't want it to be. You see, that's the mindset of people. So somebody said, look, I love the sheep, but I don't love them that much. I'm not going to risk my life for sheep. Sheep are expendable. But that's not the mindset of a true shepherd. A true shepherd cares so much about his sheep that he is willing to do that. Go ahead.
And delivered it out of his mouth.
So the lion, first off, when the lion came to take the sheep out of the pen or the fold, the lion didn't come with a shopping cart, pick up the sheep, put it in the cart, and then, go on his way singing Hakuna Matata. The lion comes with his mouth. That's what it does. It grabs the joint. I mean, it didn't seem to have killed it at the time, but they grabbed it and it went. So he said he went and delivered the sheep out of the lion's mouth. Go ahead. So now that's not just courage. That's faith. Because you have to have believed that, you know what, the Lord is with me in order to do this. I gotta deliver that sheep. And truly that was a test of the character of David. That's why it says that he was a man after the Most High's heart.
And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him.
Oh shit. So not only he, first off, he went to deliver the sheep, and so you gotta imagine it, because he said when he arose against me, because that's what they do. So when the lion said, "All right, see this man wants trouble," and he probably dropped the sheep and turned his attention to David. He either got up to try and pounce on him or something like that. He said, "What? I grabbed him by the beard," meaning the mane, more than likely the lower part of the mane. How strong you gotta be? You're a young man. What you doing grabbing a lion by the mane? You know? But however he did it, whether he grabbed it with one hand, he grabbed it with two hands, flipped that joint, whatever he did, he must have been strong. You know how big and strong a lion is? Especially in the ancient world. Not them skinny little scar-looking niggas. No. We're talking about them Mufasa-looking lions, for those that are familiar with the Lion King. You know? So you grabbed that joint and you smote it and slew it. How the hell? What you know? But it goes to show you the spirit, man. Hey, but a comparison from then to now, number one, it showed that he cared for the sheep, but number two, it showed that he didn't have fear. He had courage, he was bold, and he trusted in the spirit of the Lord. So read that again.
Verse 35. And I went out after him and smote him.
Go ahead.
And delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him.
So when he arose against David caught the lion by the beard and smote him and slew him. So he ended up killing the lion. Go on.
Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear.
Sheesh. And them bears are huge, man. Look, man, even a bear on all fours is huge. When you hear that howl, that growl from a bear, that sends chills down your spine. So to see a bear, because them bears, they stand up when they feel threatened. They stand up and they lift up their freaking jaws and they're ready to. The term is when a bear attacks you, it's not called a bear bite. It's called a maul. They maul you. Okay, that's a danger. Matter of fact, let me look up the word maul. Let's get some vivid details upon this kind of destruction. Wow, look at that. Look at that thing. So it says maul. It says of an animal, wound a person or animal by scratching and tearing. Okay, that's why they have claws and they have teeth. So they grab your ass. And when a lion or a bear comes down with its weight upon you, maybe a couple of your ribs might be broken at that point. But when they go for especially lions, they go for the jugular, they go for like this area to cut off your oxygen. And they just, even if a lion is playing with you and them claws come out and you're done. You have a scar for life. You know? But go on.
And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defied the armies of the living power.
There you go. He said, look, I smote a lion and a bear. And this uncircumcised Philistine, I'm going to do him just like I did those. I didn't just smite it, I killed it. So what you think I'm going to do to this nigga?
One more verse.
Go ahead.
David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
So how do we know that when David went up against, when he went up to go up against that bear and that lion, that it was through faith? Because he said it. Read that part again.
Verse 37. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine.
So the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the bear and the lion and the bear is going to deliver me from the hand of this Philistine. So David knew that's why he went after the lion and he went after the bear with such confidence, because he knew the Lord was with him. That's why he was able to do that. That's not no regular confidence. You don't go after lions with regular confidence. Faith is what gets you to take extraordinary steps. Go on.
And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. Yeah, that was it.
So he's like, hey, well, I ain't going to join you on that trip, but I'll stay here and root for you. Okay? So the most I'll be with you. You're a young lad, but you go ahead. Let's go and see what happens. And the Lord had it. And the Lord set it up that way. Okay? But it goes to show, like I said, not only did he have that care as a true shepherd, but he had faith and courage in the Lord. And that's why I said that he was a man after the Lord's heart. So now let's go back to the book of Isaiah.
Yes, sir. This is Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Right. The Lord, and so the arrogancy of the proud is going to cease when the destruction comes, because you're not going to have anything to be proud about. To act proud about what? You're going to lose everything. As a matter of fact, Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum said that what? You will own nothing and be happy. So their plan is to crash the economy and take away everything you have. Your house, your money, your bank accounts, all of that is going to be done soon. And you're going to own nothing. You're going to have to go to them for everything. And that's what they're getting ready to do. And so owning nothing, you have nothing to be proud about. So when the Lord brings the destruction, you're going to own less than nothing. You might not even own your life. Go on.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
And now this goes back to Isaiah 4:1 and Micah 7 and 10. Because what kind of man, number one, is going to be made more precious than fine gold? An Israelite man. An Israelite man of the Lord is going to be made more precious than fine gold, and that's why they're going to be sought after and desired so much. And the Lord said he is going to make a man of that status. So it's not going to be up to us or what we say or how much you bench press. It's going to be what the Most High set up. Go on.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place.
Yeah, and how is the Lord going to shake the heavens and remove the earth out of her place? Meaning to have it moved real to and fro by the impact of these missiles. Just like them leaves are falling, you're going to have those missiles hitting. As a matter of fact, that's kind of like when you read in the book of Revelation. See what I just did there, taking that example of like how those, because there's leaves falling right now. But just like I just said, just like those leaves are falling, that's how the missiles are going to hit. You can think of it like that, right? When you read in the book of Revelation, there's some scriptures where, like the apostle John said, as a fig tree shaketh her untimely figs when she is blown of a strong wind, something along those lines. Basically, that's how the missiles are going to hit. So it's an example. It's not to be. What is my man doing? Oh Lord have mercy, man. This Kool-Aid done got everybody. This dude ain't 75% of his car is on the curb. How? All right. Oh, that's one thing. Yeah, man, let's keep going. Yeah, you gotta be careful on the road with these guys, man. And on the sidewalk.
In the wrath of the Lord, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
In the wrath of the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, and in the day of his fierce anger. And the Lord is angry. He's angry right now. But he is sticking to his word because he has everything set, calculated. And when the right time comes, everything that is set to happen is going to happen. Carry on.
And it shall be as the chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Yep, go ahead.
They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land.
And that's what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to desert this place. Just like a lot of people started leaving when the Russia-Ukraine war started, when Russia declared a draft. Now they said Russia has declared martial law in the regions that it annexed from Ukraine. Okay? When that happened, everybody was trying to flee. Well, in this time, people are going to flee. They're going to go to their own lands. What are they? These other nations come here to become rich. They come here to utilize America's consumers and to utilize America's resources. But if they come here and they see that they're not benefiting from any of that anymore, and this place is down, this ain't their hometown. You have Chinatown over here, but this isn't China's hometown. They're gonna go back to the Moabites are gonna go back to their land and their people. And even those that are here are gonna stick to their own people. Go on, because that's instinctive, natural behavior.
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Because that's how judgment is gonna go out. It tells you in 2 Ezra 16 that they're gonna search the houses with the sword. So if they find your ass and the spirit is not with you, you're gonna be done. You're gonna be destroyed. Go on.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
Before their eyes. So you're gonna have people that are gonna witness the death of their children before their eyes. And then what are you gonna do? And then where's your pride gonna be? And then where's gonna be your strength? Are you gonna turn into Wonder Woman then, or She-Hulk? No, you're not. You're gonna be broken, beyond broken,
Beyond repair.
beyond repair. That's right. Then you might be next. Go on.
Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
So they're gonna destroy your kids. They're gonna spoil your houses, and they're gonna rape your women. They're gonna lay with your women and abuse them in many ways. Read about the story of those Benjamites that basically raped the Levites' concubine to death, literally to death. You know, so these people ain't got a clue, and that's gonna hurt the man. That's gonna hurt the children. That's gonna hurt the woman, the wife. And the Lord is gonna allow that to happen. That's when you're gonna understand what judgment is. See, after that happens, when people hear the term judgment, they're not gonna take it lightly. They're not gonna, judgment is gonna judgment. They're gonna know what judgment is. It's gonna send shivers down their spiritual spine to know this is why that name of the Lord is sacred. This is why you don't piss off the Lord. You don't mess with the Lord. Go on.
Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them.
Which the Medes in Isaiah 13 is referring to the modern day Russians, and the Lord is stirring them up now by using these other nations to threaten them. To now where you got Russia to the point where now Russia is pretty much not only are they at war with Ukraine, but this war is gonna spill over. The lines are being drawn, okay, and the Lord is stirring them up to get into a warlike spirit, to where now they having talks about the term nuclear or Armageddon is being thrown out there. Talks about nuclear war, nuclear weapons being used is being thrown out there. Russia's now retaliating. They're no longer in that hibernation state. They're no longer in that passive state. Go on.
Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they do not delight in it.
Right. So whatever treaties or money or compensation or whatever you're gonna try to use to appease them, if you try, it's not gonna matter to them. As a matter of fact, that's why right now they're doing what they're doing. The sanctions, the boycotting of Russia's gas and saying we're not gonna deal with Russia anymore. We're gonna take them out of this. We're gonna take them out of that. We're gonna block them here. They don't care because they've been stirred up, and they've been stirred up for one thing, and that thing is not to make peace with you. Go on.
What's that scripture in Ezekiel 38?
Yep.
It will bring yeah.
What hooks back into the jaws?
Yep.
Yep. That's it. You can get that as well.
Okay.
Thing is, yep. They even starting from the top. And those hooks are gonna do what? They're gonna do the same thing as we just read in Isaiah 13 to stir up the Russians, and they're still being stirred up, and they're gonna keep on being stirred up all the way up until they press the missiles. They press that button to launch the missiles.
This is Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog,
Which is the Russians,
the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
which I believe Apostle Tahar, yeah, it was Apostle Tahar. He went into that, the chief prince, and broke it down, going into Russia in the Hebrew, because the word chief goes back to the Hebrew word ra'ah, and the word prince is I think it's shar or shah. Shar, probably is, I think it's shar, because you have prince of the power, which is Yah Shar Allah. He prince of the power, Shar. Okay, so you have Ra'ash, which is head or chief, and you have Shar, Ra'ash Shar, which here in modern day terms you have Russia. Okay, but as it says, the chief prince of what?
Meshach and Tubal. And prophecy against him. Prophesy against him.
Saying what?
And say, thus saith the Lord, and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee.
So this is what the Lord is saying, not us. This is what the Lord is saying. What is the Lord saying?
O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
So the Lord is saying that he is against the Russians. Why is he against the Russians? Go on.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Turn them back to what? What was Russia known as before they were Russia? The Soviet Union. And we all know about them, right? So the reason as to why the Lord is turning them up is because they got turned down. They became low because the Lord had to cool them down. You had the Cold War, but then the Lord had to freeze that war. And now he's warming it back up. So now it's going to be the hot war. Because at that time it wasn't time for the prophecies to be fulfilled on that level yet. You had other prophecies that needed to take place before World War III was to pop off. So the Lord had to cool down Russia and make them cooperative. But now he's ripping through all those treaties that they had. You know, he's stirring them up, putting them into a mindset of war, triggering them. So that's what the hooks are for, right? Like if you hook a fish, right? For example, you know, you put the line in the water, you put the bait on there. How does it go? A fish is swimming and it grabs the hook and it tries to swim with it in one way, and you stop it, you catch it, and you reel it in. So you grab it and it's going this way. You can see the line going, and your job is to what? Turn it and reel it back in. To turn it in the opposite direction. So the direction Russia was in that calm, you know, negotiatory. Being that the symbol was the bear, they were in hibernation, but the Lord is putting the hooks back into their mouth and saying, no. When this shit happens, it's not peace, it's war. I don't want peace. I want problems.
Always.
That's it. So that's what the Lord is saying. All right? He wants Russia to want problems, always. And those problems are going to lead to nuclear problems. Okay? That was it on that? Concerning Russia?
A little more in the verse.
Okay.
And I'll bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen.
And the Russian army is formidable, but so is the U.S. army. But the Lord, the prophecies on the side of Russia to destroy America, along with other key players. But then Russia is going to be taken down as well. So they're going to do all the work for us. I mean, Yahushua is going to come and change us, and Lord willing, we'll be of the elect. We're going to join in on it as well. But pretty much they're going to do majority of the work. Yahushua and the angels are going to come and finish it off. Go on.
All of them clothed with all sorts of armor. Even a great company with bucklers and shields. All of them handling swords.
And that's the Russian army. Okay? And they're going to do destruction. That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Go back to Isaiah 13.
Isaiah 13 and 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces.
Which are going to be those men of war. And the bows represent the missiles. The bows are the silos that the missiles are going to come out of. So when it says the bows are going to dash them to pieces, it's really talking about the missiles that are going to come out of the bows that are going to dash them to pieces. It's going to destroy them. So if you get drafted and they send your ass over there, you're not coming back. You better hope that you are the elect.
And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb.
So they're not going to care. Because what's the fruit of the womb? What is fruit? Fruit is what basically the offspring of the tree. An apple tree bears fruit, right? Like a woman bears children. See? So the fruit of the womb are your children. Just like a fruit of a tree is its offspring. And then it carries the seed. Just like if you have a male child, what's going to happen? The child is going to carry the seed in them, which they're now going to plant into another woman. Just like when you pluck up that apple and you eat the apple, the seed is going to be within the apple, which is going to be put into the earth for another apple tree to grow. Same thing. Go ahead.
Their eyes shall not spare children.
So is Putin going to stop and say, I'm on the verge, they done set it off, and we're in the midst of World War III, but I'm not going to shoot missiles on America because there's children over there? Absolutely not. He is not going to care. We do not care.
And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
So what happened when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah? He made it rain down fire and brimstone to completely destroy it. So Babylon is going to be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, what else was a factor in the overthrowing of Sodom and Gomorrah was their immoral behavior. their wicked acts, right? And the Most High destroyed them for that. But before destroying them, he delivered out of them the righteous that were in them, which was namely Lot. And so that's what the Lord is going to do now. Before he completely destroys this place, he's going to deliver out of this place the righteous that are within this place, which are the elect. Carry on.
It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
So once America gets destroyed, nobody's ever going to live here anymore. All right? Go on.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there.
So nobody's going to come here to set up businesses and try to make money and all of that. No, it's going to be uninhabitable. It's going to be like the forbidden zone. Go on.
Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures.
So why does it say the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there? Because at the end of the day, this place is going to be made a desert, right? Everything that you see here, the buildings, the cars, the people, the streets, the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, all of those things are going to be done. Go ahead.
And the hours shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant palaces.
Which is going into these desert creatures that are going to be dwelling here. And it's to put emphasis on the destruction of this place, never to be
inhabited.
Yeah, never to be inhabited. This ain't going to be the Most High is going to throw down and you shall rebuild. You're not rebuilding America. You want to build something? We're going to have a whole lot of work for you to build. Go ahead.
And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. That's the end.
That's it. Now from there, let's jump to the book of Revelation. Man, there's a whole lot of good stuff in Revelation. I really wanted to hit. Matter of fact, jump to Revelation 21. Let's read the first couple of verses, then we jump to Revelation 18. Or really, 21 and then 19 and 11 on down.
Okay, cool. This is Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new...
As a matter of fact, before you read that, you hit Revelation 15 and 2.
15 and 2?
15 and 2. Yep. Because we're talking about the nuclear destruction. Now, what's going to happen to us that are here on this land? When the missiles hit, Lord willing, we're of the elect, we're going to get beamed up. We're going to get delivered. Right? As the missiles are coming down, the elect are going up. And it's going to be quick, just like that. Like the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15, in the twinkling of an eye. Just like that. Gone. Okay? There shall be 2 in the field and 1 taken. So when the 1 gets taken, where are they going to go? A so-called Christian will tell you about the rapture. Oh yeah, when the Lord comes back, we're all just gonna, our clothes are gonna disappear, and then we're all just gonna go up into space. But I thought you couldn't breathe in space. Well, we're gonna find out what that is. No, the elect are gonna get beamed up into a chariot. Go on.
This is Revelation 15 and 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire.
So what the Apostle John was seeing was the firmament and the destruction happening under it. The sea of glass representing the firmament because it's transparent. And being able to see the fire of America being destroyed right under it. All right? Go ahead.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
Who are those? The elect. Because what does it mean to get the victory over the beast? First off, it means you're not going to take the MOTB. And number 2, it means you're not going to worship the image of the beast. You're going to put your faith and trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So this is going to include martyrs, those that die for standing up and putting their faith and trust in the Lord, and those that the Lord preserves alive until his return. Go on.
And over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God.
Right, so how are we going to stand on the sea of glass? By being in that chariot, okay? And we're going to witness all the destruction that's going to be hitting. And it's going to be a scary sight because you're going to see the fire sweeping one place to another. You're going to see, damn, look at that. I used to, you know when you're in a plane and you see the it's funny, you can see the different states, and you can see the green in one area, you can see the roads look so small. If you're close enough, you can see the cars, and you can see the lights in the buildings and all of that. All you're gonna be seeing is land just getting fire, just sweeping, and then whatever is left is just either more fire or nothing, just burnt, destruction. And the fearful part is gonna be like, damn, I was literally just there a second ago, because it's gonna happen so quick. 1 second you're standing wherever you're standing, whether it's where you live now or some secluded area, wherever it is, and you looking up hoping to get beamed up, and then the next second you're looking down at the destruction, knowing that you were literally just in that spot. And if and it was a do or die moment. Either you got delivered or you didn't get delivered. Go ahead. That was 15:2?
Yeah.
Read it again and then we'll go to 21.
This is Revelation 15:2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God.
And that's where you want to be. Right? When this destruction goes down, that's where you want to be. You want to be in that chariot with those new bodies, both in the spirit of relief and in the spirit of joy, but in the spirit of immense fear. Okay, so now let's go to verse 21. Because what's this part?
Always like that.
Yeah. But anyway, what's gonna happen? The destruction is gonna come, the elect are gonna get beamed up, and then after a period of time, Revelation 21.
This is Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven.
So Revelation 15:2 can really go like with Revelation 21, because Revelation 15:2 is going to be right before. What did John say? He said he saw them on standing upon the sea of glass, you know, the harp, whatever the case is. But then after that, you're gonna have Revelation 21, where you're gonna have the Apostle John seeing what? New Jerusalem. Oh, shalom.
Yeah, we right around the corner from here.
Oh yeah? Okay, Con, like all the way down?
All the way down, make a left. It's like maybe a block down.
Okay, y'all just about to get started? Well, if the spirit hits, maybe we'll see if we can pass by. All right, shalom.
Shalom. Oh, shit.
But yeah, so carrying on. So the Apostle John, read that in Revelation 21.
Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
So he saw a new heaven and a new earth, which doesn't represent the whole planet Earth is going to be destroyed and then there's going to be a whole new one. That's not what it means. But what it means is that he saw the new heaven, which is going to be a new rulership, right? The Israelites are going to be in power, and a new earth, meaning the word new in the Greek, which is kainos, which means a refreshed, okay? A refreshed heaven and a refreshed earth. Because what's the fire going to do? Number one, is going to purge and purge out all the destruction. It's going to purge out all the wickedness, the cancer of America, and all of its influences, and it's going to refresh it. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven.
So now, did John see an actual gold buildings and, you know, all of these things coming? First off, that doesn't make sense, right? How is the actual kingdom going to come down from the chariot? Then who's going to be building what? It says that the strangers are going to build up our walls. So why would the kingdom that they're supposed to be building come down from heaven? It's not talking about actual buildings. It's referring to the elect, the same ones in Revelation 15:2 that got beamed up, that we're seeing, that got delivered. They are the ones who the Lord saw coming down in that chariot with those new bodies. Because remember, a part of the job is we're going to need to come down and put righteous order in the earth again. Under Yahushai, under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's going to set up, the governing body is going to be set up. We're going to be united up in the heavens. We're going to be set up and we're going to come down and put order on the earth. All right? Now, actually, as a matter of fact, from there, jump to Isaiah 26. I think it's either 20 and 26 or 26 and 20. Let me just confirm on that. But it talks about hide thyself as a word for a moment until the indignation be past. Let's see.
Yeah, 26 and 20.
26 and 20, let's get that.
This is Isaiah chapter 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
This is 26 and 19.
Which verse? Thy dead men shall live together with thy dead body.
Okay, all right. Read 20.
Okay.
And it's crazy to actually think that all these things are actually going to manifest, you know? And it's, I mean, literally, you can, when you read the scriptures, it tells you how in the day, just like in the days of Noah, you know, or in the days of Lot, you know, they did eat, they did drink, they did marry and give in marriage until the day that destruction came. Guess what? That's exactly what we're living right now. The same thing people are doing today is the same thing they did back then. It was only a few people that knew what was going on that took heed. And those same few people, it shows you people they don't ever learn. But that's all right. So read that. Nuclear destruction is coming, and people are out here walking dogs are happy, everything is all good. You got the prophets of the Lord warning you about the destruction that's about to hit. And everything is all good. Man, truly have they been blinded. It's a beautiful thing to see, but a scary thing at the same time. You know, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that he opened up our eyes to see these things, because we see it clearly. You know, we can see the blind. Go on. Because see, the blind can't see those that have sight, but those that have sight can see the blind and those that have sight. Go on.
This is Isaiah chapter 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
So these are prophecies in the Old Testament. And what Isaiah is saying is, enter thou into thy chambers. The chambers are the chariots. Okay? And how are we going to enter into the chariots? By getting beamed up, by getting delivered. Go ahead.
And shut thy doors about thee.
Just like the Lord, and it's metaphoric, it's poetic. We're not actually going to go up into a chariot. There's going to be this giant door that, all right, on 3, 1, 2, and we all going to try to shut the doors of the chariot. That's not how it's going to work. We're going to get beamed up in it, but what it means, when you shut the door on somebody, it means that the person is not allowed to come in, right? There's only going to be a certain few people that are going to go in, and nobody else is going to be allowed to come in.
Like the ark.
Just like the ark. How the Lord sealed it, so that people, and you know people were coming in, it was a big ark. And guess what happened? The seconds they felt the drop, now their brain started thinking, the hell is this? Then another one, then another one, then another one, then another. Then you know how droplets start to come faster, and then the rain starts coming. And now they're looking, the water levels are rising, the rain is pouring down crazy. Now we got to find Noah and the ark. Because you know what came into their mind? The water's rising. Noah, oh shit, Noah, oh, they all running to try and find, oh, Noah, he was saying that, this is what Noah was talking, oh, now you a prophet. Now you know what Noah was talking about. But it's too late. That's the same thing that's going to happen to these people. The moment they realize what's going on, it's going to be too late. You know, the second that, oh, this is what and you're done. So like when they came there, you know they were trying to jump, reach onto the ark. Yo, Noah, please. Because it wasn't up to Noah. Noah didn't deliver himself. The Lord delivered Noah. And that's the thing. We can't deliver you because we're not delivering ourselves. We're not in control of who gets delivered. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is. Our job is to do, in order for us to get delivered, we have to give you the message. That's a part of our job. See, our job is not to make you believe it. Our job is just to tell you what's about to happen. Go on.
Hide thyself as it were a little moment.
Right, and that little moment is going to be the period when the destruction is happening. And we're going to witness it. You know, we're actually going to witness the destruction of America. And all them different precepts, it's all just going to be clear in your mind. Malachi 4:1, Revelation 9 and 12 on down. You know, all of these different scriptures. And also, not to forget, not just the missiles, but the lasers from the chariots. Remember, the chariots are going to be shooting laser beams down, destroying things and people, and adding on to that fire. So a lot of things are going to be going on, man. But to be up in that chariot is going to be a moment never to be forgotten. And it's going to happen only once. So you either have the experience of getting beamed up and delivered, being like the original. See, you're going to have the originals, and then you're going to have those that come from the originals in the kingdom. You either part of the originals, or you're going to descend from the originals. We want to be a part of the originals, the founding fathers, the pioneers.
That's right.
Those that transitioned from this world to the next. you know, that lived to see and experience all of these things, because you're never gonna get that. You know, you don't want your remembrance of Babylon to be, damn, I looked up and there was a missile coming and they had my name. I saw my name right on it. The missile had a smirk on his face and it was pointing at me. You know, like that picture of Uncle Sam. He pointed. That missile gonna grow arms. It's gonna come right for you. You gonna run to the left, the missile gonna come to the left. You come to the right, the missile gonna come to the You know, when you're walking up the street, somebody's walking down, you make a right, they make a right. You make a left, they make a left. You're like, all right, stop. You go right, I go left. Well, the missile's gonna stop and come right after your ass. All right, when we say, I mean, we joke around, we say you're gonna be missile food. That's really what you're gonna do. You're gonna be fuel for the fire. Because even in your body, there's certain chemicals and certain gases and liquids that are fuel for fire. You know, like you have spontaneous combustion, which is something that actually happens. But yeah, let's what does that say? Read, what is that, Isaiah 26?
Yeah.
Read that again, and then we go back to Revelation.
Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment.
So the destruction doesn't touch you, right? So you don't get destroyed. The righteous shall scarcely be saved.
Until the indignation be overpassed.
Which is the anger. See, so the Lord is going to let out his wrath, and when he is done, this place is going to be done. So until that's passed, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So now let's go back to Revelation 21. So what John saw was Revelation 15 and 2. You got beamed up. That lines up with Isaiah 26 and 20, right? And then after the indignation was passed, he saw Revelation 21, where the 21 verse 2, where the holy city was coming down. Go ahead. And that's a beautiful thing, man. And we're so close to that. I mean, I can't tell you how bad I want to be a part of that. Man, look, anybody that's sincerely in this truth, that truly believes this, you want this more than anything. Why do you think we come out and do the things we do? Why do you think we don't think about quitting? We don't think about stopping. That does not cross our minds. We're not interested in that. Quitting and stopping ain't gonna do nothing for you. It's only gonna bring you sorrow. And it doesn't matter, look, it doesn't matter who or what it is. When it comes to this truth, man, we don't play. You know, we don't play, because this is the work of the Heavenly Father. It starts obviously with the fear, but you have to be just deeply connected and rooted in it. That no matter what, you're not willing to stop. Everybody, I mean, people have their own things in the world where they feel that way about, but I'm sure that there's nothing else in the world that people feel strongly about like how we feel about this truth. And that's because it's the Spirit of the Lord that's in us. Go on.
Revelation 21 and 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven.
Right, New Jerusalem, which is the elect, coming down. Go on.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Right. Now, did not the Apostle Paul mention about laboring to present us as a chaste virgin? It's metaphorical, okay? But we're prepared. Why? Because we're gonna go up there. We're gonna be changed. We're gonna, like the Apostle Paul said. Matter of fact, see if you can find that. Is it 1 Thessalonians 4 and I think 11? It talks about so shall we ever be with the Lord. Let me see. 1 Thess 4.
Yeah, 4 and 17, I think.
Oh yeah. It's getting to the bottom of it. Yep. Matter of fact, you can start at you can start at verse 13.
13, okay.
Yeah.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4 and 13. But I will not have you to be ignorant.
Right, to be without knowledge. Go ahead.
Brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
Which are asleep. What the Apostle Paul is talking about, those that are dead. Okay? He's not talking about those that are, they're sleeping and going there. He's talking about those that are dead. Because what is he gonna say after that?
That ye sorrow not.
Why would you be sorrowing if somebody is knocked out? Oh, my mom fell asleep last night, and you start breaking down in tears and shit. No. Those that are asleep is talking about those that are dead. All right? That's why when somebody dies, they close their eyes. Just like when you go to sleep. If you can easily mistake somebody that's asleep for somebody that, when I was younger, that shit used to happen to me. Sometimes my dad would be quiet, just laying there. When you're a child, you don't quietly observe things, so you don't see the breath You know, the movement of that. So I'm like, yo, he's not moving. He's just there. The hell? So I wake up like, oh, hey, Dad, you good? He opens his eyes. He's like, hmm? He's like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just sleeping. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't see you moving, so I just had to make sure you're good, right? But the point is, when the Apostle Paul says them that are asleep, you'll see some other scriptures that when somebody dies, it'll say that he slept with his fathers, right? Meaning that he died. So go ahead. Paul is saying, I won't have you be ignorant concerning those that have died, that you sorrow not. Why don't we sorrow? Because we understand, right? This isn't going to be the last time you see somebody. That's not how the Most High set it up to be. But when you understand the cycle, you know what a cycle is? It repeats itself, right? If something is cyclic, it repeats. It goes around and around and around. So that's why you have the term cycle of life. So it doesn't just stop at one point. You're born, and then you die, and then you're born again. And then because it's your spirit being translated or put into different bodies. That's all it is. Go ahead.
Even as others which have no hope.
Even as others. So those that have no hope are what? Because they're without. They don't have the knowledge. They don't understand what happens when somebody dies and then the spirit, goes to the spirit world and they come back again. But even more, they don't understand what the benefit of Yahushua is going to be, being that eternal life, being that even though you die, it ain't going to be the last time we see you. Go ahead.
For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will bring the Most High with him.
Read that again. Read it verbatim.
Okay. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again,
right, which we do. Go ahead.
Even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will God bring with them. Oh, okay.
Yep. So even those and that's talking about Yahushua, the word power, right? So even if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, then we know that those that died in Yahushua, he's going to bring with him. Meaning that on the return of Yahushua, their spirits are going to go back into their bodies. They're going to come up and they're going to be changed. Go ahead.
For this we say unto you, by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord.
Right. So you're going to have some that are dead, but you're going to have us that are alive and remain until the return of Yahushua. Go ahead.
Shall not prevent them which are asleep.
Go ahead.
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first.
Okay, so they're going to come up. Go ahead.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together.
Right, so they're going to rise first. They're going to come up and they're going to get beamed up. And then we which are alive, because you're going to see the chariots and you're going to see people getting beamed up. And then, just like that, and then, Lord willing, you go. Okay? So then we which are alive, those of us that didn't die, because what did Yahushua tell his disciples? There be some of you, not all of you, some of you standing here which shall not taste of death till you see the Son of Man come. So the Lord said it, so some of us are actually going to see Yahushua's return and then get beamed up. That's going to be crazy, man. Shit. You see a giant chariot and you haven't even seen him, but you know that's Yahushua. You know? Whew. I mean, just matter of fact, just the anticipation. Because we know he's going to be here. He's going to come in the midst of World War III. So once that war goes nuclear and it starts, Yahushua is going to make his return. We're going to go from any year now to any month now to any day, any week now to any day now to any minute now. It's going to be crazy, man. Go ahead.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
Go ahead.
To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
So are those that died who are going to go up, are they going to go up into cloud 9, into a white puffy cloud? First off, you can't even lay in the cloud. You'll fall right through. Okay, so it's not talking about an actual cloud. Real quick, can we go to Psalms 104 verse 3 and find out what those clouds are? Because in Revelation 1:7, it also tells you that he cometh with the clouds. So let's find out what those clouds are, because those are not literal clouds.
This is Psalms 104:3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters?
Matter of fact, start at 1 and then read down.
Come on. This is Psalm 104:1. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my God. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. Who covereth thyself with light as with a garment? Who stretches
Stretch it.
stretches
Stretch it.
stretch
If.
if stretch if.
Stretch it. Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain?
Now stop right there. He stretcheth the heavens like a curtain. So when the scriptures say that we're gonna have immortal, everlasting life, there's a reason. Because even everlasting life is not going to be enough to explore the secrets of the Lord, because He's infinite. So that means that there's no end, there's no cap, there's no I finally searched out everything the Lord had to know. We're always going to have something to do. So you may have somebody that says, well, if we're going to live forever, aren't we eventually going to get bored? We're going to do the same things over. No. We ain't going to do the same things over and over and over again. Do you know what the Most High has to, first off, even in this life, you can't even do everything there is to do in this life. With the little scope of things we've been exposed to, the little understanding. Let me put something in perspective. The human body alone, first off, do you know why you have neurosurgeons and general surgeons and cardiovascular surgeons? And you know why you don't have one surgeon of every single thing? Because it is impossible for one person to accumulate enough knowledge to be a neurosurgeon and at the same time be a cardiovascular surgeon and at the same time be a plastic surgeon. You can't do all of that because it's so vast, it's so deep, there's so much to know about just the neurology or the neurological aspect of a human being that you don't even have enough time in your life to learn that, become good at that, and do everything else. So with the little knowledge we have, that we've been able to understand how much the neurological aspect of things work, you don't even have enough time to understand that. So you don't even have enough time to understand everything there is to understand of the little things that we've been exposed to. How much more for the infinite things? So immortality is going to seem like not enough time because of how much there is going to be to know, to do, to learn, to explore, to be exposed to. There's certain things that we can't even begin to try to even think about understanding because it's just beyond anything. You know, like the Apostle Paul, when he went to the spirit world, he said when he came down, the things he saw were unlawful to utter. He couldn't find the words. How do you explain something you've never seen before? And you can't use context of what you have seen before. I can't tell you, oh, it was round, because I can't even describe that. See? So the kingdom of heaven, like it says, He stretcheth the heavens like a curtain. That the Lord got a lot in store for us. Go ahead.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
Who maketh the clouds his chariot. So there's the point right there. So we know what the chariots are, the vehicles of the heavenly, the angels. But He maketh his clouds his chariot, meaning that He's not going to grab a physical cloud and turn it into a chariot. But sometimes when you see the word clouds, it's really talking about the chariots. So let's go back. Where we at? Revelation 21?
Yep.
All right, let's go back there.
Yep. Revelation 21:3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and He will dwell with them, and they shall be His people, and God Himself shall be with them, and be their God.
That's it. So read that again.
Revelation 21:3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men.
Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. Go ahead.
And He will dwell with them.
And He will dwell with them. Go ahead.
And they shall be His people. And God Himself shall be with them.
Why? Because we're going to be changed. So the Lord is going to be pleased to dwell with us. Right now, the Lord can't even look at us. It tells you that our righteousness are as a filthy rag. Right now, ain't nothing you can do that's going to be, nothing. We're still filthy right now. Though we're being changed in the mind, we're still filthy right now. So once we're perfected, we're cleaned up, we don't look bad and smell bad anymore, the Lord is going to be pleased to dwell with us. Go on.
And be their God.
And be our God. Just like the covenant. He said he would be our God and we would be his people, but because we went off, he turned his back. He took away his name, he turned his back, and he left us out there. Then Yahushua had to come and reconcile us, and now we're going through that process, okay, of coming back to the Father through Yahushua. Go ahead.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying.
Amongst the Israelites, okay? The rest of the nations, they're going to be regular. Now, they might live longer than they do now, simply because of the fact that right now everything is defiled. Everything is in this defiled state. So it makes sense that humans are going to be smaller and weaker. But amongst the Israelites, there ain't going to be no more death, and that's literal. No, we're not going to rule for 1,000 years and then die. No, we're going to live forever. All right, there's going to be no more sorrow, no more tears. The things that we suffer here under these curses are going to be no more. Go on.
Neither shall there be any more pain.
Neither shall there be any more pain. Whether physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is. The pain of loss, the pain of longing for something, we're not going to have that anymore. We're going to have everything that heart can wish, and then more. Go on.
For the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold.
So it said what? For the former things are passed away. So the pain, the suffering, death, the tears, all of these things are former things. Those are things that's why the Apostle John said that he saw a new heaven and a new earth. So a part of the old heaven, Esau's world, was this death and all of these things, but the Lord is going to change all of that. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And in that new world is where the kingdom is going to be. We're not going to die anymore. We're not going to suffer anymore. We're going to rule, and the earth is going to be happy. He's dying. What?
Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful.
That's right. So everything we're reading about here is going to happen. It's faithful and it's true. It's not a myth. It's not made up. This is what's written, and that's what's going to happen. And matter of fact, that was it on that verse?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to Romans 3 and 3, and then Revelation 19. Okay? It's faithful and true. So whether you believe it or not, the Most High's actions are not based on whether you believe them or not. When the Most High warns you, it's for your good. It's for your benefit. As he said to the nation of Israel, right, when he was talking to Ezra, he said, Ye have not forsaken, as it were, me, but yourselves. Okay? Go on.
This is Romans 3 and 3. For what if some did not believe?
So we tell you this, and you say, well, I don't believe that. No, that's not. That's what? No, that's crazy. That's not real. So what if you don't believe? Go on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
So just because you don't believe what we're teaching you, does that mean that whatever the Most High set to happen is not gonna matter? The faith that we have in these things is gonna be for naught? No. Everything is still gonna happen. What did the Lord say? Till heaven and earth may pass, but his word is not gonna pass. Go on.
That's in verse 3.
On that? Yeah. So now let's go to Revelation 19 and
11.
That's it.
This is Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw a heaven open.
See, there's a lot of events taking place right now that are we're in the book of Revelation, we're in the book of Daniel, we're in the book of Isaiah, we're in the book of Jeremiah. All right, we're in the book of 2nd Esdras. We're about to be soon, in process of time, the book of Obadiah. Okay, we're pretty much in all of these books. Why? Because those prophecies are taking place. That's why we'll read some here, we'll read some here, we'll read some here, we'll read some here. We're definitely in the book of Revelation. Okay, and that's where if you look at a timeline of where we are and the things that are taking place, that's where we are. Okay, go ahead.
And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him.
The white horse represents pure power, okay, which is Yahushua and his chariot. Okay, it's not Pegasus. He's not coming with a horse that has wings. Okay. Go on.
And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true.
Which is Yahushua. Go on.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Now, there's a scripture in Isaiah, see if I can find it, where he says what? Who is this that cometh from Edom? I think it's Isaiah 65 or 63. Yep. Yeah, Isaiah 63. Let's read Isaiah 63 and 1 and then come back.
Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Basra?
Actually,
Basra.
Yeah. Read on down to verse 6 and then we'll go back.
Okay. Isaiah 61 and 3. Oh, 63 and 1.
Yep.
Who is this that cometh from Edom?
So Isaiah is seeing this in his vision and he's asking, right? Who is this that's coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Go on.
That is glorious in his apparel.
And his apparel. So in what he was wearing, you can see the majesty of the Lord. Go ahead.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Which is in the chariots. Go ahead.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Right? The same one that came to make war in righteousness. Right? And mighty to save. Who is the Lord mighty to save? His elect. Go ahead.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel?
So he's asking, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? Meaning, why are your clothes red? Why does it look like that? Go ahead.
And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat?
So, and why do your garments look like you had just been treading in the wine fat? Which the wine fat is a press, where you would have the grapes in them in there. Watch out, you don't gotta step on it, but watch out for it.
Oh.
Where you had the grapes in there, and then you would go and stomp on them. And as you're stomping on the grapes, as they call it, the blood of the grapes would get on you, would splatter on you, right? So what Isaiah was seeing was a representation of how much death or killing the Lord is going to do. Because he is going to do. The scriptures say the slain of the Lord is going to be many. Go ahead.
I have trodden the winepress alone,
I have trodden the winepress alone. Go ahead.
and of the people there was none with me.
Because usually when you trod in the winepress, it wouldn't be just one person. Because there's a lot of grapes up in there. You would have multiple people all stomping in it. Okay? But he said he did it alone. Go on.
For I would tread them in mine anger,
So the wicked will represent the grapes. And the Lord is going to trample upon them in his anger and in his fury. Go ahead.
and trample them in my fury.
There you go. And that's metaphorical for the destruction that the Lord is going to bring. Go on.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my
So
garments.
that's pretty explicit. Going to show you that Yahushua is not coming to play. Now I believe from right there, there's another, I think it's Isaiah 42 and 14. Let me see real quick. 42 and 14. Yep. Jump real quick to Isaiah 42 and 14 and we'll come back. Because he's being very explicit, because Yahushua is our big brother. He's coming to deliver us, but he's also coming with a lot of rage. He's carrying his rage and the rage of his father. Because remember, he said, I and my father are one. So if Yahweh's pissed, Yahushua is pissed. Go on.
This is Isaiah chapter 42 and 14. I have long time holding my peace.
Uh-huh.
I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman.
Right. I have long time holding my peace. Because what is that long time? That he's been up in the spirit world having to be patient, having to wait until the Father gives him the go-ahead for him to come down and do what he got to do. Right? Go ahead.
I will destroy and devour at once.
Read that again.
The
Whole verse.
Isaiah 42 and 14.
Uh-huh.
I have long time holding my
And
peace.
that's what the Messiah is saying. So these people have a completely different understanding of, or a misconception of who they think the Messiah is or what he is truly like. A lot of people underestimate, not number one, the importance of the Lord, but number two, what the Lord's attitude and agenda is. Because they don't know him. They don't know him or his father. But let's read again what the Lord said.
I have been still and refrained myself.
Right. Go ahead.
Now will I cry like a travailing woman.
Right. That's why he's gonna come with so much speed and let off that anger. Cry with like a travailing woman is a war cry. Okay. Go on.
I will destroy and devour at
I
once.
will destroy and devour at once, and that's why the scriptures say, "Who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?" Go on.
I will make waste mountains and hills, and dry up all their herbs.
Yep.
And I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools.
Damn. Because what is he coming with? Fire and destruction. But that's pretty much it on that. We can jump back to Isaiah 63. And all these different precepts we're going into, the Lord is talking about how he's coming to bring judgment. How he's going to cause the pride of the arrogancy to cease. How he's going to, Go on.
This is Isaiah chapter 63 and 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
Their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. Okay? Go on.
And I will stain all my raiment.
And that shows you that, first off, the Most High is a man of war. Of course, Yahushua is a man of war, because that's war talk. Somebody that's a man of war is not afraid or squeamish about blood. He's coming to tell you what he's getting ready to do. Go on.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
So the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. It's time for the Lord to come back and redeem what's his, which are the elect. Right? The Yahushua said, the Lord said that he has given the elect into Yahushua's hand. So he's coming to redeem, to buy back what's his. Like when you go into the law dealing with the year of Jubilee, right? Where you would basically give back whatever. For example, you bought land from somebody, they would be able to, be able to give them their land back. Okay? So the Lord is coming. The year of his redeem, it's time for him to come and redeem his elect, to buy us back. But it's also the day of vengeance. So he's going to come and get revenge. Revelation, I think 11 and 18 or so, it talks about, I think it might be 11 and 18. Rejoice, ye holy apostles, for the Most High hath avenged you over her, or on her, which is Babylon. Go on.
Verse 5. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore, my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me.
Go on.
And I would tread down the people of my...
Verse 6?
Yeah, verse 6.
All right.
And I would tread down the people of mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their strength to the earth.
So he's going to break them down utterly. Everybody, look, man, you're going to find out why the Yahushua has a name, why everything has been given under Yahushua. The only one that's not under Yahushua is the Most High Yahweh. Okay, it's a beautiful way the Lord did it, right? He said, I'll put everything under Yahushua, then I'll put Yahushua under me. So everything is under me, but I'm over Yahushua. Beautiful, beautiful. So now let's go back to Isaiah 63.
This is Isaiah.
Let's go back to Revelation 19.
Revelation 19.
Because I think we left off maybe around 14 or 15.
You left off at 11.
11?
Yeah. So verse 12 now.
Righteousness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Revelation 19 and 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Which links up with Revelation 1, Revelation Genesis is it 49? There's a scripture in there that talks about, as a prophecy of Yahushua, it talks about his eyes will be red with wine. Okay, and also I believe in Daniel the 10th chapter also describes Yahushua as that way. So you know who it's talking about. Go on.
And on his head were many crowns.
And on his head were many crowns. That is why he is called the King of Kings. Okay, and the Lord of Lords. Malak shall Malakim, Wa Adawan shall Adawanyam. Why does he have many crowns? Because he's coming to take control over the whole earth and take over the rulerships of all these nations. Go ahead.
And he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And
once again, back in Isaiah 63, right? A vesture dipped in blood, just like Isaiah was asking him, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? Now the Lord is not literally going to be grabbing heads and cutting and getting all that filthy, disgusting sinful blood on him, but it represents them. It represents the amount of killing that the Lord is going to do. Sometimes you got to be vulgar, not vulgar per se, but explicit, because that's what, when it happens, it ain't going to be censored. You know, you watch certain cartoons and anime where instead of blood, they'll show like spit or this clear fluid. In real life, that's not going to happen. Somebody's cursing at you, it's not going to be bleeped. Somebody's dying, it's not going to be, the scene ain't going to be skipped. In real life, it's going to be explicit. Go on.
And his name is called the Word of God.
His name is called the Word of God, right? So that's another precept for whenever you see it talks about the Word. John, the first chapter, I believe Second Esdras, not Second Esdras, Wisdom of Solomon, I think the 16th chapter or so, it talks about thine almighty word leaped. It might be 16 to 17 or 18, one of those. But go ahead. That's one of Yahushai's titles. His actual name is Yahushai. He is the deliverer, but that's one of his titles. Just like Emmanuel, or I'm now Allah. Go ahead.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horses,
which are other angels in chariots. And a quick precept, let's go to the book of Psalm 68 and 17. Because Yahushua is coming, he's coming with an army, even though he doesn't need an army, but for the you know, the grand entrance, the storyline's sake, the Lord has it that way. So not only are we going to see Yahushua, but we're going to see the angels. We're going to see the archangel Michael and Gabriel and all of them. You know, mainly Michael, because it mentions him by name. But that, I mean, that's going to be definitely an interesting sight to see. Shit, we're going to see the Lord with the angels. Woo! That's a whole nother realm. Second Ezra 16. One city against another. You know, one people against another. One realm against another. Man.
This is Psalm 68 and 17. Mm-hmm. The chariots of God are 1,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place.
That's it. So when the Lord comes back, that's what? He's coming with the thousands. That's why first off, the Most High is called the Lord of Hosts, because he's the Lord of armies. That's a man of war. And his son is coming back with the armies. Go ahead. Back in Revelation.
Revelation 19 and 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations.
So once again, Yahushua is not going to open his mouth and pull out a long machete-looking sword and then go around and then kill every Elamite, go around and kill every Ishmaelite. No. It's talking about the destruction that's going to come from his chariot. Okay, go ahead.
And he shall.
A very detailed description of that is in the book of Second Ezra, the 13th chapter.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Now, real quick, jump to Isaiah 19 and read verse 3 and then verse 4. But he's gonna rule them with a rod of iron, right? Meaning he ain't gonna be nice. Okay, neither are we. We're not gonna rule these heathens with niceness. We're going to rule them with authority, with a rod of iron. What's that rod of iron going to be? It's going to tell you what it's going to be used for.
Isaiah 19 and 3?
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 19 and 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
We're just talking about this Egypt, which is America. A precept for that is Revelation 11 and 8. This place is spiritual Egypt. And the spirit is going to melt, meaning that this place is going down. It's going to be broken down. Go ahead.
And I will destroy the counsel thereof.
Yep, all their sorceries, their councils, their meetings, their demons, their medians, all of that. The Lord is going to destroy all of that. That in Isaiah 47, Isaiah is being facetious. He's telling them, stand now with thine enchantments, you know, wherewith thou hast labored from thy youth. Maybe they might be able to save you. Go ahead.
And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Because they do that now, but they're going to do it even more when shit starts going off script. They're planning it to go one way, but it's not. Go ahead.
And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord,
which is Yahushua. Go ahead.
And a fierce king shall rule over them, save the Lord of hosts.
That's right. And how is he going to rule over them? With a rod of iron. Now, real quick, go to the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter. We're going to jump around. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. That's how it's done.
That's it.
Psalms chapter 2.
This is Psalms 2 and 1.
Now, actually, jump down and just read Psalms 2 and 8. Actually, start at 7 and then read verse 8 and then 9.
Okay. This is Psalms 2 and 7. I would declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me.
So it's really talking about Yahushua, but in this sense, it's going to apply to us as well. Go ahead. Just like Psalms 110 and 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Go on.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Inheritance. Wow. Would you look at that? Go ahead.
And the othermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Thy possession. Go on.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
So keep that word in mind. The rod of iron. Go on.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
So a rod of iron is a very, very, very hard metal. Okay? Iron is a very, very strong metal. And the Lord said he's going to break them like a potter's vessel. We're going to dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel when they step out of line. We're going to correct them, maybe with measure, maybe without. Go on.
Yeah, that was it.
So now let's go back to Revelation 19.
Revelation 19 and 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations.
Now, it's not just, we're not just explaining to you, okay, this is what this means, this is just a breakdown. You got to imagine, yes, it's in metaphorical terms, it's in dark sayings, but we're making it clear so that you can imagine what is actually going to be happening. Because these are future events that we're talking about here. We're not just explaining some mystery that was written up ages ago. We're explaining future events that are going to be taking place very soon. Go on.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
He shall rule them with a rod of iron, like we just read. Who's he going to rule? The nations. And also he's going to have the elect with him that are going to rule the nations as well. The scripture said we're going to be made joint heirs. Go on.
And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God.
Which links up with Isaiah 63, where he said that he treadeth the winepress alone. There was none with him. Go on.
And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
He had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's why he had many crowns upon his head. Because he is the King of Kings. See, we're going to be kings, but Yahushua is going to be the King of Kings. Because the Lord put him there. The Lord gave him a name above any other. And after everything he went through, truly is he deserving of it. Go on.
Some people use this precept for saying you could get a tattoo and stuff.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. The name written on his thigh and everything. Doesn't mean that he got a tattoo. Why the hell would the Lord get a tattoo when in the scriptures the law tells you you're not supposed to make any prints upon your body? You know? These people, it's like critical thinking. That's what it is. They're lacking in critical thinking. Even the critical thinkers are lacking in critical thinking. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven.
See right there, somebody's going to say, oh shit, you got sun gods and sun people. See, he was standing in the midst of the sun. That means that you got people that live in the sun. They call the sun people. And when they get angry, you have really hot degrees and hot summers and shit. Go ahead.
Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God.
Yeah, and I believe Ezekiel 38 and Ezekiel 39 also goes into that. The Lord promised these birds a feast, okay, of these kings. And also, I think 2nd Ezra 15, when you read past around the 30th, 40th, 50th verse on so, it talks about that. Go on.
That ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them.
Yeah, because they're going to die in the wars. Okay? Go on.
And the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him.
So he saw the beast, which is NATO and the EU and America, and the kings of the earth, which are these other nations, because not all the nations of the earth are a part of the beast, right? So read that part again.
Revelation 19 and 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies.
And their armies, right? So I always forget. I think it was Ronald Reagan or so, one of the presidents gave a speech, basically saying, we're at each other's necks and yada yada yada. But if one day some extraterrestrial threat just suddenly appeared and threatened, our lives as humans and whatnot, will we not all come together to fight against them? Well, according to prophecy, you will. 2nd Ezra 13 also talks about that. How every man is going to leave the battle they have with each other and come together and try to fight against the Lord. So that's what you're going to see happen. You're going to see all these nations come together, stop fighting with each other to try and fight against the Lord. And that's going to be the real war, the ultimate showdown, which is not going to be much of a showdown. They're going to be done. All right. And I mean, damn, if the armies of the world, all of the armies of the world come together to try and fight against the Lord, and they still get obliterated, they still get done, that's it. That's a takeover. So really, what is the Lord coming to do? He's coming to take over. He's not coming to make peace. He's not coming to negotiate. He's coming to take what's his. Go on.
Continue verse 19. I'll start again. Right. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him.
So the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, right? The Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, all these the baby daughter churches, whatever that extend from them, they all gonna be taken, and what's gonna happen?
With which he deceived them that had received the
MOTB.
The MOTB.
Right. So he deceived them, right? He's gonna come out and cause them, but it's gonna be through deception. He's gonna make them think that it's good and it's beneficial for them, but he's gonna really be deceiving them. And what's gonna happen? Go ahead.
And them that worship his image.
So now notice it says the false prophet with which he deceived them. So you know that the false prophet, these religious institutions, are also gonna play a big role in getting a lot of these people to take that MOTB. Because there's gonna be a lot of hesitance that it is the MOTB. But they're gonna come out and try to get these because the MOTB it falls under the religious category of things. When people think about it, right? They think of the Bible and they think of religion. So if they can get these religious leaders to come and dispel that and tell you, no, you don't have to worry about that. That's not what it is. It's not this and it's this and it's that. They're gonna deceive a lot of people to be comfortable with it. So even though you know that you shouldn't, your conscience is telling you no, right? But my body. That's what the church is gonna tell them. Your body's telling you yeah, and you're gonna take it, and your body's gonna tell you no when you get that cancer, and then the missiles are gonna come and confirm that. Go on.
These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone.
Yep, because they're gonna be alive when the destruction comes, and they're gonna melt in it, and that's gonna be the end of this place. And all of its philosophies and all of its wickedness and all of that, never to be revived again. Go on.
And the remnant were slain with the sword of him. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse.
Of him that sat upon the horse,
Which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh.
And all the fowls were filled with their flesh. So you're gonna have those. They're gonna the mass annihilation of the bulk of these wicked ones, and depending on where they are. But then you're gonna have the remnant, because you're gonna what's that? Luke 19:27. Those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. So you're gonna have remnants, pockets of people that don't want to get down, and the Lord is gonna tell them, look, you don't got an option here. You either get down or lay down, and they're gonna be slain. Go on.
Oh, that was it.
That was it? Well, then that's it. All right, let me, matter of fact, let's finish it off with Luke 19:27, and then I'm going to get one more revelation, then we'll close it out.
Oh, this is Luke chapter 19 and 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
That's it. So those my enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay. That's the energy Yahushua is coming in. He's not coming for consent. He's not coming for conversation. He's not coming for aid. He's coming to do. Yahushua already has a game plan in his mind. What he is coming to do. It's his mission. And he is coming to accomplish that mission. That's it. He doesn't need your input. He doesn't need none of that stuff. He's coming to do what he knows what he's coming to do. All right? So now let's finish it off with Revelation 22 and start at verse 10 and we'll read on down to verse 14 and then we'll wrap it up, close it out.
This is Revelation 22 and 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
Yeah, so you have people that the Lord set up to not understand this, to not receive this, to stay in that filthy state. And they're going to stay that way. If you try to, give them the word once, twice, they don't hear it, you leave them. But he that is what? Go ahead.
I'll start again.
No, keep reading.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still.
He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. Right? So if you're doing what you got to do, you're doing the right thing, continue doing it. Go on.
And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
He that is holy, let him be holy still. You separated yourself from this world. You're doing the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Continue to do that. Go on.
And behold, I come quickly.
Yahushai is on his way quickly.
And my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
So the Lord got a reward for everybody. Now, an example is the parable in the book of Matthew, where the servant that was given, there was one where he was given 5 talents, and I think another was given 2, another was given 1. And basically, the one with 5 got 10. He brought back 10. The Lord made him rule over such and such. Another one came back, oh Lord, I went and brought back this much. He made him rule over such and such. And the one that didn't do anything, the Lord also had a reward for him. But that reward was to take away what he had and to basically cast him out. All right? So the Lord got a reward for everybody. You're not just going to get rewarded because you did the work or somebody else didn't do the work. Everybody's going to get a reward. But they're going to be of different categories. Some are going to be, 2 Ezra 13, it tells you how when upon the Lord's return, there was a innumerable multitude. Some were glad, some were sorry, some were bound. So that's going to be the rewards. Some are going to get delivered, some are going to get destroyed. Some are going to get rounded up for captivity. Okay, but according as his work shall be, whatever you've done, you're going to fall into the category of reward that's going to come for you. Go on.
I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the last.
That's it. Go on.
The beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Blessed are they that do his commandments. So what is something that we've been commanded to do? To come out into the highways and byways and to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, to teach his word. Even if there's nobody trying to listen, we still here to teach the word of the Lord. Okay? Go on.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
That they may have right to the tree of life, which is ultimately immortality. Go ahead.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
In through the gates, meaning not through some other way, not trying to know. We're going to be able to enter in through the gates the right way, the first go around. Okay? For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. So what's going to be the city? The city is the kingdom. Okay? Is that
that's it, yeah.
So then that's it. All right? And that's ultimately the message. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And the Yahushua said, seek ye the kingdom of God, and he was going to add everything else onto you. So seek the word first, and everything. You don't worry about anything else. The Lord is going to take care of it. All right? It ain't going to be easy, but it's going to be doable. So with that, we're going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying, and we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rakakadash. Until next time, shalom.